Yeah, I just want to thank Boris for coming out. Boris is the Vice President of the World Water Polo Referees Association. He also has a lot to do with Johnny Lindsay on the rules and discussing them and trying to change the rules for the benefit of the referees. I'd like to thank Boris for coming out and going through new rules and just to give us an insight on how the referees ref the game over in Europe. So once again, thanks Boris.
Welcome. First of all, thank you for the invitation, and my apologies because English is not my first language, so hopefully we will understand each other. I will begin immediately without too much talk, it's better. The first problem is new rules. The word new rules it's not new rules. It's some better formulated instructions or on the parts of the game which referees didn't do very well job by the old rules, if we can call it that. So this, what FINA done after Barcelona, is just the first step to become more drastic changes in the future, which will lead the water polo game to be faster, more intelligent, less violence. These three steps we try to follow and adapting the rules according to what is going on in the water. So the first thing which we would like to speak is how to start the game. These things are very important, especially after the first day when we spoke a lot. We spoke 2 days, full days with the referees, with colleagues. The main problem in water polo, because we have amateur referees. Amateur don't mean they don't practice, but everybody who don't practice, who don't go to the swimming pool at least 2-3 times per week to try every instructions which he received, which he read it, which is explained by top referees, must be practiced in the swimming pool. Then we will use these instructions permanently and we'll understand why we are doing this. Without practicing, a referee cannot be good referee. This is probably one of the top problems also in Europe, because we have a lot of referees, but generally referees took our sport like a hobby, and we cannot do this. Refereeing is too important to be just a hobby. Collecting stamps or jogging in the morning is something different. So we must be well prepared and understand what do we want to succeed. So the first step is to understand these rules are made water polo to be more clear, faster, and less violence. If we, from the beginning, think that rules are bad, we never can succeed in better water polo. Rules are good. Water polo rules are good, are clear, but we need instructions and clarification on some details of our game. And I strongly believe that new generations, hopefully our generation, will together, of course, with coaches. When I speak we, I mean coaches, players, referees, all together. We will have the game which 15, 20 years ago we already had. Very popular game, fast game, intelligent game. Referees are team. It's very easy to write that, but it's very difficult to see that in the pool. This was our first day talk with all of you, younger colleagues, also in other countries where I go. I'm not teacher, I'm one of you, and this is like debate, like discussion. So I don't teach how to use rules. You know how to use rules because you are referees. We are now having exchanging of opinions, ideas, etc. Because water polo is only one. Don't exist water polo in Europe, in USA. Water polo is our game. The team means the referees come to the pool together 1 hour before the game, speak about the game, speak about after every period. I don't understand what I saw here a few times, that when the period is finished, one referee go from the other side of pool and the other go on the other side of pool. They don't even met. It cannot be. Because for sure in this period something happened. Some discussion should be made, maybe the game come physical, maybe some exclusions you are not satisfied with. You must speak with the colleagues. So all the time you must be together. Communication. Communications mean with the colleague referee, with the players, with the coaches. So how we communicate with players? We have hand signals, we have eye signals, we have whistle. We must use this. So referee cannot be one part of the game which is out of the game. A referee is big part of the game. So we must help coach to lead the game in the right manner. That's why it's nothing wrong if coach approach and ask you in normal way, not wah, this is normal, to explain some things to the players, it's nothing wrong. But we cannot stop the game and explaining every hour whistle what have to be done. One advice, I use it all my life, I heard it from one older colleague. When we exclude the player, don't make an eye contact with the player. No player is happy when he is excluded. And of course, if you look at him, 1, 2, 3 seconds, yes, it was pulling, then the debate will start. He will send you where he shouldn't send you. Then we have exclusion with substitution. So exclusion is exclusion, number 8. You show the colleague number 8. You can show what happened. This is very helpful, another advice, especially for the decisions without the ball. So everybody see if the player punch back or it's pulled back. But when the ball is not around, and it's very important to call also these exclusions in the center forward and defender to show what happened. So for public and for coaches will be much more understandable. So if the ball is in the perimeter, concentration of coaches and public is on the ball, and we have defender jumping over the head of attacker, of center forward, stop the game, exclude the player, we show what happened, or pull, or holding, whatever, show the number, and the game continues. So these small things are very important for understanding our game. We all should work very hard because we work for public. We want public in the pool, and they must understand what we are doing in the water. If they don't understand, we do this just for ourselves, and we will never succeed in better water polo. Signalization. I was surprised that you don't communicate with your colleagues with signalization. So you have 2 referees, one is doing his part, the other is doing his part. They are communicating all the time with the jury table, which we never do. Jury table for me don't exist. For me are players, benches, coaches, and my colleague. If something happens, if the game is stopped, if the clock breaks, happens,
Please continue.
then we communicate with jury table. Otherwise, referee never turns his back to the swimming pool. So I don't turn to jury table to show the number, because in meantime, the game is continuing. So if I exclude one player, number 6, and do like this, I don't control the game anymore. And it's dangerous. It happened also a few times. The referee exclude the player, show the number. In meantime, this player who should take the foul was punched. And we miss this situation. So be careful. Your communication as a referee should be only with the people in the water and coaches. And your colleague, of course. At the beginning of the game, the most important sentence is first exclusion, foul, contra foul. What it means. So when the game starts, a referee must put the limit on the game. What will I allow and what I will not allow. Consistency is the most important thing, because all referees have different characters, different behavior, different kind of whistles. We should unite this as much as possible, but still we are only humans. And people, so players, coaches, must know your style, your criterion, so they can prepare their teams. In theory, of course, everybody should be the same, but it's not. If you whistle one game like this, the other day like that, the third day like that, nobody can prepare himself. But for coaches it's very important that the referee is consistent. Some referees allowed little more game, little more physical game, some less. Of course, everything is according to the rules. This is important. So he can prepare his defense, pressing, zone on this limit which referee will put it on the game. The first exclusion on the game must be, pam, this is it. Up to here, I allow, is jostle, is fight for position. Next step, I don't allow it anymore. This is very important in pressing. Especially in women games, we see a lot of holding for dresses. In men games, we have pressing like this, so fouls with 2 hands. With the first whistle of cutting this pressing, this is the limit. But then we have a problem, all of you, referees. This type of game continues. So I make first exclusion. If I don't make the second, the same exclusion, I lost my balance. And again, it's very bad for the game. Because one situation is exclusion, the other I said, oh, then we will have 60 exclusions. What to do? So never look to the scoreboard. Never. Never count exclusions. When coaches came, it's 17-5 in exclusions, how it's possible. I'm not a counter to count. I don't care how many. What I see, I whistle. So when I put the limit, I must be strict on this limit. If this is contra foul, this contra foul on the same player must be whistled 20 times. If he's so stupid he don't stop, it must be 40 times. If this is exclusions for everybody. And again, we come to the first step, to the communication and collaboration. When one referee put the limit, both referees must respect this limit. So, this is it. For me, is the same. It cannot happen that one situation in one part, that one referee is more active, the other one is less active, and this on this side are exclusions, and on that side are not. This is the red alarm, and you must speak, we must speak between each other, or even if you have more active referee, to jump in that area, to exclude, which is nothing wrong if the exclusions occurred, so your colleague know this is our balance. Flow of the game. What it means, flow of the game. So generally we have games which start in very easy, normal way. The game is nice, everything is good. Then in second period, the game became heavier. Now is a very important moment for a referee to feel that. We cannot teach each other that. This we can do only with practice. Again, I whistle every week 13 years old boys. Every week. Every Sunday I go to a swimming pool, drink coffee, and go for 30 minutes to whistle our boys. And you can see when the practice is starting, but they are opposite. They are very enthusiastic at the beginning. At the end of the practice, they get tired. So my level of whistling should be much lower than at the beginning. And in the seniors game, in men's game, and then the women's game, generally is opposite. So they start in one normal way. When the result comes closer, we come to the end of the game, which is very important. Third period usually is, by statistic, is the most difficult, the most hardest, the most physical period generally in every game. So our criterion must raise up on the facts which are in the water. When the elbows start, it don't start in first period usually, this is alarm for us. This is dangerous play. We have nothing to wait when elbows are there, when pushing, when blocking, when provocating. So we must rise up our whistling. We had the first day, I think, Gary, the first day we had one game exactly like this. It was very physical game. It started very nice. The criterion was very low. The players accepted. But then, in one moment, everybody hold each other. It's very physical, and the referees remained. This is also my mistake. I'm speaking generally of all of us. And we remain on the very low level. And the game finished in bad manner. It was not good for watch. It was not good for anybody. No such excuse from the referees. The right team win? Yes. Then it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's okay that the right team win, but still the game must be nice, must be intelligent, must be fast, must be clean. So these are generally the advices even before the game, how we will lead, how we enter into the game. Advantage, especially with these new instructions, advantage should be fully respected. with communication with our younger colleagues and also some coaches. We don't understand the word advantage very well. We know what it means, but to use it in practical way, we don't. We had some situations where advantage is very, very important. So when we have the referees, just a second. So we have the referee. Defensive referee watching one situation here. Attack is progressing to the goal. He starts to exclude the player. The ball is here. We have 3-on-2 advantage in the front, so the ball must go back. The players come back to defense, and we destroy advantage. So every time when I am defensive referee, when I control defensive part of the game, so attack is going, I stay here, I control, I see holding. My first thing is to check what is going on in front. This is very, very important. It takes only 1 second. So we control situation, I see pulling. Try to teach yourself, again, this you must do in training, that you don't react impulsively. What's the word? Straight away. Because the brain gives you the signal, wow, like in car, you stop if something runs. In this case, we cannot stop. So don't be immediately send the player out. I check, so this is, exclusion. When the player look at me, I show him there is advantage. So the player is happy because I saw. He only wants, I see that he was hold. That's important for him. And he will be happy. So yes, I see, I show him. Generally, the player look back. In meantime, it's already goal or even if they miss, is no problem. But it's very important that you inform the player that you control situation. So don't just turn back and go, because they get nervous. I would be also, if nobody see that somebody is holding me. So this is one part of advantage. And generally, when you listen to the coach, also start to try to put off these signals from the benches. Many coaches here are, wow. Yesterday we had at least 5 situations. Wow was not whistled, and there was goal from advantage. So you don't react on the signals from benches. Because coach watch the situation. He see the situation and he reacts, because the referee doesn't. Many times they are right, just to not to speaking against coaches, but referee must see all the picture. So we have part of attacking players. We have referee watching this couple who is jostled for position. The situation is not important because it's far away from goal. The player passed the ball. This player is hold because the referee is watching only this situation, which is not important again. Holding is exclusion foul. But this is the problem of water polo is but. In the rule books we have, you must use the rules in spirit of the game, in flow of the game. Because exclusion in this time, in this second, where nothing is going on, is too big advantage, a referee decide ordinary foul. If the referee would observe all situation, because whenever we make decision, we must check at least 5-10 meters what is going around. Not only one couple, never. This is for public, they are observing one. In this situation, this is very important pass, because we have center forward, turn to that wind, we have defender on the back. Because of this holding, this ball arrived here, so this player must get the ball, and it must be called exclusion foul. Because this pass is penalty, is goal, is shoot on the goal or something. So these are examples why we must look for the action in the area, not just in one player and other player, what they are doing. The most important thing about criterium, I already explained, is protect players from injuries. We changed the rule. I was one of the loudest who said that brutality rule, which we had in past, nobody will use because the game is finished. In all other sports, we have different types for this kind of punishment. In handball, in basketball, we cannot just put the player out for all game. The most important thing for the referee is protect players from injuries. This is our top goal, our job. If we fail to do that, we really failed our job. It's very painful and very ugly when a referee see the player with cut, with blood, nose, eye like this. This should be punished in the higher level. Exclusion cannot replace violent play. Violent play cannot replace brutality. The difference between brutality and violent play is intention. Intention to hurt the player. Violent play, usually we call violent play, so exclusion with substitution is violent play. Yeah? When we have two players, they are catching each other, okay, one's intentions are too high, okay, comes the punch, okay, it's too much. Or start on the cap, on the head, etc., etc. Brutality is clear intention to injure the player. So it's punch, it's direct punch, and it must be called with brutality rule. So 4 minutes out and penalty. With these new rules, why I'm speaking this, with these new rules and instructions, later I will show you also the letter, FINA is demanding to clear up these things. We had this already in old rules, but we are not using very often. Especially when you can imagine the players with 102 kilos, what this punch can do. Now we will go through the rules. One are more the ones which are more than less technical. We will just jump on the other situation which are more important and for us and give us more confusion. So two goalkeepers, I think there's not much. You can read it as a rule. Not much to say about that. Like I said in the beginning, it's important to understand why this rule was made. So for every rule, first we must accept it. We can't be against the rules. The mentality many of us have, the rules are bad, we must put out. Otherwise we cannot lead this game. It was very unusual for many years. Probably we are the only team sport, at least in Europe, which started the game with a different combination of players. So one team have two goalkeepers, one team have one goalkeeper. So advantage of one team is one player, which is a lot. That's why FINA decided that two players must be in the team. If the team don't have two players, he still can have only 5 reserve players. So even if one goalkeeper is less, 5 reserve players should be on the bench, not 6 like it was before. This was a suggestion of coaches and I agree with it. Of course, many coaches then said, but you take us our possibility for tactic to have one player more or less, but when their goalkeeper get injured, then we have a problem in all competition. The important thing is that if we don't have another reserve goalkeeper and the first goalkeeper get injured, we can change it with alternative goalkeeper, so the player get red hat, go in the goal, but we cannot use this player in any other position till the end of the game. So this player who go to the goal is goalkeeper, finished. Not like in the past, we had the rule that the player can be used as a goalkeeper, after 2 minutes you change, he can play. The goalkeepers are goalkeepers, players are players. The comments I put is just to explain why this rule was adopted. So this I already said. So the teams start in the same conditions, 2 goalkeepers, 13 players, 5 reserve players. When the team is playing with less than 7 players, less than 7 players means because they have 3 exclusions, because they start the game with only 9 players, because of injuries, not because of brutality. In the case of brutality, is not this rule. So this is not if the team play with less than 7 players. When the brutality is whistled, the rule for brutality is adopted. We cannot change the goalkeeper who was excluded for brutality with another one. This is the same rule, written what we already said, so I will not repeat it again. Important thing for referee is to divide in our decisions goalkeeper and other players. So first, when goalkeeper leaves the goal, he don't become a player. He's still goalkeeper. So when he's out of the goal, starting to go on some player, the goal is empty. So possibility for goal is open. That's why goalkeeper cannot make an ordinary foul anywhere in the field. Every foul from goalkeeper is exclusion or penalty. Of course, in case of brutality, brutality, but this is clear. This is the reason. So the goal is empty. The team have chance to score a goal. Also question from yesterday, fouls inside 5-meter line can be fouls for penalty. If the goalkeeper swim on 6-7 meters, penalty cannot be whistled because the foul is not inside the 5 meters. For penalty, many discussions in Europe were when the player was excluded, defender, the goalkeeper come 1 meter from the goal to the attacker, to the center forward, jump on the center forward. Is this penalty or not? What do you think? No, he's not holding the ball. So I am a center forward. This is my defender. Defender is excluded. The goalkeeper take care of a little bit. The ball comes. I'm still center forward. The goalkeeper jump on me. Is it a penalty or not? It's not penalty. For penalty, what are the moments which have to be done for penalty? What? The foul is inside 5 meters. Next one. Pass must be good. Okay, correct pass. Next. Sorry?
In a position to score a goal.
In a position to score a goal. Okay. Position of body is? So for penalty, body, head, hands, everything. 100% of the player must be facing the goal. Otherwise, it's not a penalty. Is exclusion foul. So many situations, we have the center forward doing like this. Penalty. It's not penalty. This is penalty. If we go from this side, the body is not facing the goal. These instructions were also made it was even before, but now it's pointed out. Because every game we had 7-8 penalties 2-3 years ago on big competition. Penalty is the strongest punishment, and this all what we spoke about must be for a penalty shot. So in this case is exclusion because the center forward is not facing the goal. Yes, please.
Is everybody, yeah, please, because I can see some of your faces.
No.
Yes,
Does that still apply in extra man? Like, say a pass comes into someone on the post, they're not 100% facing the goal,
Is exclusion foul.
So it's just
Is exclusion foul for posts. This is penalty. This cannot be penalty.
Okay.
When the player is turned like this, then we can discuss is it a penalty or not. Because it depends of the referees, of the position of the ball. If the pass is correct, of course. If the pass is too high, even if it's fouled, is nothing.
Boris.
Yep.
This is an important point. Does everybody understand? Especially the referees. Because if you don't, please ask. It's an important point. Okay, David.
I thought we have been playing when the goalie comes out and does a minor foul in a general play inside 5 metres, we've been paying a penalty. No longer.
The
goalie leaves the goal,
the goalie leaves the goal.
comes out. In
If the
general
player
play.
is facing the goal, is a penalty. Otherwise, cannot be penalty.
Thank you.
Everybody else clear?
So on. Yeah.
Sorry.
On the other hand, we must protect goalkeeper fully. So every start on the goalkeeper must be very well observed. Usually it happens when we already left. So the referee, who is attacking referee, the ball goes out. Now I became defensive referee. I must stay, control the situation. When players start on the goalkeeper, we must be very fast on protecting the goalkeeper with our decisions. Of course, we don't whistle foul if there is no foul. But when you see the player jumping over the goalkeeper, foul must be whistled immediately. Next thing, we have some center forwards who are using 2-meter area. So if the center forward don't move out, I can understand as a referee that sometimes in this struggle and jostle for position, center comes inside 1 meter, but immediately he must go out. If he remains in 2-meter area, is contra foul, because he is in the area of goalkeeper. We cannot allow that goalkeeper is this far from center forward, because he cannot do his job. Generally, what is written here, I'm speaking, but I know this presentation, so I don't read it. In the meantime, when I speak, you can read this.
We'll give a copy.
Huh?
We'll give a copy.
Yes, I can give you a copy. A copy is $25 US. So. No, I'm joking. Everybody can have this.
Or 1 bottle of wine.
A good one.
Each.
Starting of the game. Very easy team, but I had problems with not all of you, but every game here with this signalization. Usually I don't have these problems with the colleagues. So few advices, just to be more clear, because it's ugly even in the beginning of the game that one player is 2 meters in front the other. It's not the right. So the defensive referee don't do this. Wait, before the game, defensive referee position is this. When the players are okay, I put my hand slowly up. I don't do this, because when I do this, this player will start. And then you put the hand back down, and back up, and back down. And I don't know when to start, so I start somewhere. So, the players are in the line. When I start to raise my hand, I check the players and tell him, don't move. And the start is okay. The other colleagues, so the offensive referee, the position for start the game is not this. Position for start the game is this. Because when you start with this, your player go. So this is the position for starting the game. I wait for colleague, I check my player, I wait for colleague, check my player, and start. But this movement is fast. So the defensive referee movement is slow. Even when I raise my hand, I control. I don't put it up and down. I leave my head down. Go, back, okay. And then the start will be okay. It's strange, huh? Such a small thing makes us big problems.
Boris, can
Yeah,
I say
please.
just something? Maybe one of the reasons is, I don't know why we have here that habit, but actually during the National League, every game when they start to sweep for the ball, they start from the 2 meter. I never saw that in my life anywhere, because from 2 meter, never from the line. Every game, absolutely every game. This is probably the only competition where we start to swim normal on the ball. Probably that's one of the reasons, because I really don't understand why. I know that we play in 30-minute pool, but that's the same. In the States, in Europe, you have 30-minute pool. So that's probably one of the bad habits why this happens.
But we have a lot of pools that have got a wall at one end and nothing at the other
Right,
end.
yeah, they can put the legs in front.
The
Doesn't
push
matter.
off is not allowed. We have 1 million in my country. We have more pools when one side have wall, the other side don't have wall. He cannot push off from wall. The position for start of we were all water polo players, I believe, or majority of us. So one is like this, one is like this. Some players do from this side. So you have many variety start-up positions of body of players. I think this should not be a problem to the wall. He can lie on, put the legs on the. Some players are even faster with
They can learn that skill. That's part of the game. They must be adapted.
Because also during the game, in swim, in drive-in, the coaches, you know much better. The drive-in or return back, they use various positions of the body. So going back from the side to get the ball, etc. So I don't believe this could be any problem. Line up is line up. This is the rule all over the world. So signalization now we understand. Attacking, when the game starts, we go to attack. This is the right position of the referees. One very important thing for referees, don't walk on the same line, because you lose control of the game. What happens many times, all over the world we are doing this. So defensive referee is controlling attack. So at the moment I'm attacking referee. Ball goes, I start to walk. In 3 meters, I am in the same line as my colleague. I'm doing like this, but I'm covering the same line of players as my colleague, who is attacking referee. And then we lose control of many parts of the game. So when at the moment I became defensive referee, I remain. I learn myself, like advice, try it. This way I count in my head. 1, 2, 3. Then I start to move. Because again, it's normal human reaction. When I'm attacking referee, I'm under stress, because I must make decisions which are important. Because of stress, I get tired. It's normal. It's our brain, our muscles. And I can't wait to go. It's human nature, it's animal nature. So immediately when the go goes, I go, oh, okay. And this is wrong. So remain in your position, control the last players. After 3 seconds, continue with the game. When attack starts, please come closer to the action. Really. Sometimes I want to, during the game, run to the referee here and clap him. Hey, there is a ball over there. There is no rule. I know that many of us say, but somebody told me I must be on 2 meter line, and somebody told me I must be where the last player is. It's not true. The referee on 2 meter line must see the center forward. If the center forward turns on the opposite side, this referee must move up. When the ball goes on the second line, this referee moves to the dead line. When ball comes closer, this referee goes back on his 2 meter line. This is movement of attacking a referee. If you watch good games, don't, as a referee, watch referees, watch the movement. Referee is barely, I don't remember when referee is staying still. Almost never, except on man up, so on 2 meter line. But even then, you check when the ball is, when the player go, ball waiting for the other player, you move in, you move out. You move in, you move out. Move. Your brain will work better, you breathe, you are relaxing with movement, because when you stay still, the tension is higher, everything is higher, so relax yourself, move. Even if nothing is happening, move a little bit. Okay, okay. The thing which we saw generally also in Europe, we have almost every game, the coaches are playing with the tactics with 2 center forwards. It's more and more popular. In Champions League, almost every team is doing 3-4 times per period. It's important when the second center comes in to position, this referee must take care for the second center forward, which you were not doing. You remain in half of the field. So the direction is not first line is mine, second line is yours. Directions are changing all the time. I take the 3 closest player, you take the 3 closest player. I see my colleague have a big problems in the center forward. He's going a lot, he's strong, player want to pass that ball. I come closer, 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 closer. I come to 4 meters. From 4 meters, still I can control the player on 6 meters. It's only 2 meters away from me. But here I am for my colleague. He see I'm close, I'm helping, he feel more confident. If something happens, I will jump in, I will help him. That's why I come closer. And it's easier to lead the game this way. So referees must be where the ball is, around the ball, around action. Again, not on the same line, but come closer. Okay, this is what I spoke about. Don't walk on the same line. This is golden rule of movement. Why I'm speaking so much of movement? Generally in my career, every delegate informed me what I did wrong. Not one delegate told me why I did this wrong. Finally, with our colleagues, with our friends, with a lot of discussions which we have, many mistakes are made because of wrong movement of the referee. The answer, but I didn't see he was turned on the other side, is very bad answer. So you know the reason why you didn't see. You must see. The situations which are on your control must be seen. Always show the number first to the player, then to the colleague referee. Signalization is very important. I will give you example. The bronze medal game in, Belgrade, was me and my colleague whistled one game when the referee exclude player in attack. So it was minute and a half till the end of the game. The result was equal or 1 goal less. Attacker were there. So the referee exclude attacking player there. Attacking coach take timeout. The attacking player's area for exclusions is there, not there. Timeout. He didn't have possession of the ball because attacking player, he knew he is excluded. Because but coach didn't knew because he's far away. Because of that signalization, the game was decided by the referees. By the rules, you don't have possession, it's penalty. Penalty 1 minute before the end is big decision. So we must be careful for signalization. Signalization is really very important. We had a few weeks very important Champions League game, which one referee showed 8. The excluded player was without cap. The other referee showed number 10. Nobody knew exactly what is the player's cap number. The excluded player go to the re-entry area without cap. Goal was scored. Delegates stopped the game. Goal was cancelled. This was last 25 seconds. What happened? Which number? Okay, again man up. They didn't score. They are out of final 4, or final 6. So signalization is very important. If you don't see the number clearly, check your colleague. He see it. Because one of you must see the number. I exclude you. I don't see his number. But my colleague from other side, because he is in this line, he see his number clearly. And he showed me the number of cap. And meantime, he's going out. I also see number 4 and show number 4. It's important for players, coaches, and us. That's why I'm telling you 3 days, show me the number first.
So Boris, we were just talking,
Yeah.
so we will clarify this. Boris said at the start, they signalled the number in the wrong direction. This happens a lot in Australia. Okay, I've seen it happen many times, you agree? All the time. And quite often the consequence is not the penalty because there's no timeout. But now there is a timeout every quarter. They use timeouts much more often. And this happens in a Champions League match. It happens here a lot. You have to be really careful that you don't compound the mistake by your mistake. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah. This is the most important point. So if you make the mistake, you can't then penalise the coach for the mistake because it's your fault. It's really important. Want to talk to that as well?
Yeah. Just as Boris was explaining, it might be a little bit confusing because he said when he threw the attacking player out. So the referee threw the attacking player out, not the defender, and pointed in the defender's direction.
That's right.
Okay? So the actual referee pointed the wrong way, so that coach thought he had the exclusion, so that's why we call it timeout. So you've got to remember which way you have to point.
Can I just add something to that? Boris said something to me the other day in evaluation that has never been said before. He said, never cross your arm in front of your body. So when you're signalling, your arm should never cross in front of your body. So if I'm going to signal the exclusion of the attacking referee, the attacking player, it's that way. And no one's ever said to me before as a referee, don't put your arm in front of your body. It was confusing.
As a spectator, as my wife or father goes to the game and watch the referee doing this, who understands this signal? For me, it was difficult to understand. That's why I said the signalization must be correct. You, out. If you don't like to use left hand, it's no problem. You, out. But we never cross our hands because it's confusing. To the player, to coach, to I know we know what we want to do, but we don't use the crossing of our hands. As clear as signalization is better. As simple also. Don't complicate the signalization. Okay, we continue because we...
Yeah, but one thing,
Yeah.
quite often you call something that's unusual, like excluding an attacking player. And that happens more in Europe than it happens here. But it does happen. The attacking player kicks or something like this. When that happens, it's an unusual situation. So be careful. You agree? It's unusual. You be
I
careful.
didn't listen, sorry, I was reading.
No,
I was reading that slide.
Can we get that on camera?
No, he's angry.
Tonight you have bread.
I'm sorry. I agree.
No, what I said is, for example, when you exclude attacking player, it's unusual.
Yes.
This is the most important time
Yeah.
to be correct, because
Yeah.
this is when the coach will misunderstand. Now, one timeout every quarter is more timeouts.
Yeah.
It's very important to be careful there. Don't just, because the hooter went, say penalty. Stop, think, talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it was wrong, say it's not correct, referee mistake. Never compound the situation, and we do it too much in this country. We make a mistake and then we penalise the team or the player. You can't do that. The referee makes a mistake, go back to the first mistake and fix it from there. You agree?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this is important.
Can I just add something? I don't think a player should ever be confused if they're being kicked out.
Yeah.
You know, because you should be looking at that person and saying you're the person who's out. Too often you see where players are going, who's out, who's out? Everyone's asking. That's poor refereeing in my opinion because it's not obvious. The players know they're kicked out 9 times out of 10. But you as the referee have to be direct and go, yes, it's you, you're out. You know, and not just start signalling and everyone's confused.
So that's why we are speaking almost 1 hour about signalization, communication, etc. We have the same problems also in World Championships, in Olympic Games, because they come many various referees from countries which you cannot find even on the map, but anyway, and we have these problems a lot of times. So take your time for exclusion. Nobody will run somewhere. Exclusion is pam, 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 pam. If I have time to show what happened, for sure everybody have time to inform the player who is excluded. I don't know why you are so fast with your exclusions. Some of you do pam, pam. What? Who? Yeah, you. So take your time. Look at him. You out. Number, this is what happened. Yes, okay, we continue. It's, again, practice, 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 practice. I practice at home in front of the mirror. Yeah, on my lens school. It's funny, but we do this in Europe. We had lens school, we practice in the room, the signalization. At my time, because you didn't pass with wrong signalization. The type of whistles. On my lens school, a long time ago, the delegate said, okay, I will go to the room, relax, and I will hear your whistles from your room. What is ordinary foul? What is contra foul? What is exclusion foul? What is penalty foul? 4 different whistles, type of whistles. So players know by the sound, what was your decision. If your sound of whistle is every time the same, this creates confusion. So if the foul is pam, 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 then we have pam, pam. Everybody is swimming. It's contra foul, exclusion, tan, 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 out. Penalty is strong, long whistle. So use different type of whistle. Whistle is the only thing we have for
Boris, just
making.
on the signalisation. Situation where there's an exclusion at centre forward, centre back excluded, the ball's at the top. And the referees have signalled the players excluded to the player and to, I think they actually signalled to the table.
Yep.
Then they're asking the team to play the ball.
Yep.
So they're slowing down.
Yeah, we have this in, if you wait just 4 slides, this example, because these are with new rules. These instructions, it comes with new rules. And you are right, and I will explain to you why. Yes, we are slowing the game. Next one, what we spoke about, FINA made a mistake. There's no bigger advantage than penalty foul. So this word will go out. I hope you agree on that one. Penalty is the biggest advantage. So advantage means when players swims near penalty area, near 5-meter line, is pulled once, you leave it because you are on 6-meter line. Show him continue, continue, continue. He's pulled again. He come close to 5-meter line. Still, I don't whistle the exclusion because he can continue for half more meter. Then I whistle penalty. This is the right use of advantage. The worst thing is to see. It can be seen if the player stopped to play. So if he's pulled so strong, he cannot continue. But it's very bad to see exclusions on 5 meter and half when the player is swimming in. Is pulled, you are out. And we show, you are not on 5 meter, sorry. Help him, help him. Referee should be a little bit a coach also, so then when your refereeing will be good. Always award good things from the players. We never punish the players. We are always helping to...
Boris, with that, say if the attacker stops, then you award the exclusion.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if he's pulled so bad, he cannot continue, or he's losing the ball because of foul, then you are out. Otherwise, I wait as long as possible to give him a bigger reward, which is 5 meter, penalty shot.
And say if the defence comes onto that player, will you still then exclude the player because he hasn't got to the penalty line in time?
If the if he catch him.
Yes, the or other defender catches him.
If
So
other defender catches him, probably referee will not leave advantage because the player will lose the ball. So we cannot wait him to come inside 5 meter line. So if the situation is like that, you see 2 players on one, the whistle must be immediately. You are out because he will lose the ball.
So it's when they've got that huge advantage.
Absolutely,
or
yeah.
Try to encourage them to get to the
Yes,
penalty line.
yes. Many times we with living advantage we kill ourselves because players sometimes lose the ball of advantage, but still is better to see goals from player than from man-up situations. So use advantage as long as possible, as much as possible. Sometimes, unfortunately, we will not succeed together with player. He will lose the ball, he will miss the goal, or ball under, or something. But still, the most beautiful goals are from players, not with men up or penalties or something like that.
So Boris, I want to clarify one thing here. When a penalty is first a penalty, this is the most important advantage. You call it straight away.
Absolutely.
Because too many times I see in this country, and in other countries as well, it's a penalty. You say to the referee, why didn't you call a penalty? He was still going forward. It doesn't matter, it's a penalty. The very first time, the maximum advantage is a penalty. And you guys all and girls know yourself, you say, even when you were younger, you'd say, he's still going forward, he's still got a chance to shoot. Doesn't matter, penalty's more important. As soon as the moment the penalty is there, you're correct.
Penalty is penalty.
Is priority.
It's the biggest advantage
Biggest advantage.
and biggest reward. Of course, if the ball is not in front. Okay. The comment is this: what we spoke now is instructions of VVR, which came 3 weeks ago. I don't know. They have the new instructions. This one, the last from Sabadell.
From Nikos?
No, from me. Okay.
Nikos.
Yes.
Yeah, we said it,
Okay.
yeah, we've seen it, yeah.
No more extra time. It's technical rule. It's not our job. Why no more extra time? Again, just to explanation. On the tournament system, it was very unfair if one team at 9 o'clock played 2 extra times and penalty shots, and they stopped the game at 11 o'clock in the night, and next day is playing at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's much better that extra times are out and penalty shot comes immediately. So it's more fair for tournament system. Timeouts. I think everything is clear in timeout. We don't need to make any. So every coach have timeout for a period. You cannot bring unused timeout on next period. Coach can ask for timeout when he have ball in possession. Everything is clear now. Many times people are asking me, do you whistle timeout to the coach who don't have possession of the ball? The answer is yes. When the coach asks timeout, we give timeout. It's nothing new here. It's normal stuff. He don't have possession of the ball, we have the rule for what happens. Our next question is this yellow or red card? No, it's not. Yeah.
Boris, can I ask a question? Yeah. Why, when we're trying to speed up the game and make it faster, have we now introduced a timeout in every quarter? Because that slows down the game.
Because the meaning of this is we should. You will not like the answer. No, not we, FINA. We should stop the coaches being radio commentators. So, with more timeouts, FINA wants to give a chance to coach to speak with the players every period. And 5 minutes during the period, and they demand, you will see on big competitions, that the coaches are not leading the game from the first loudly, from the first minute to the end. Because we have some coaches are really pass left, pass right, number 7 drive in, go left, go center. So the meaning of this is that the player should play, coach should lead, of course, but not every pass, not every situation. This is the reason. But I believe sooner or later they will cut this, because now coaches are taking timeouts because it is. In what was yesterday? 17 to 11 to 5, 50 seconds to the end. You are winning 10 goals. Timeout.
This is yellow.
No, this is contra foul. Yes, okay. Pam, pam, pam. No, it's not. It should be, yes. This is for us, is important. It's not allowed to be delay after timeout. So when 1 minute pass, the ball must be in the water, because now we have longer games with 8 timeouts, and the next game in big competition is starting immediately after.
Boris, what do you do? But we're saying we have to start on the minute.
Sorry?
Yes. We're saying we have to start on the minute. What do we do? What is the appropriate action we should take if the coach is delaying the result?
In all aspects of game, what I don't like here, but here is very freely. It doesn't matter you start 5 minutes before or 10 minutes later or no, but the competition should be, because of spectators, because of teams, because of coaches, because of players, start on time. So 1 minute before the game, a referee should whistle, go in, say hello, speak with each other, kiss with each other, whatever you have to do. So we will start on the time. Not when the siren, when the clock is boom, we have 8, everybody is prepared, and now we call the players to start, be online. The same with timeout. The rule says, you don't have it here, the rule says, when 45 seconds passed, is a siren. Pam, 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 and then they move. So this is not the time when we start to call the coach, please send them in. Before they must be in. So when is 1 minute past, they must be ready. It's not what if they are not. We must take, then we use the rules. 8 players, it's penalty, and 1 out. But important is to communicate with players and coaches. Also in the break, in 2 minutes break. If you notice, every time when it's 1:30, I whistle to come so we can start after 2 minutes. Not after 2 minutes break, you start call the players and everybody. So that's why we are delaying all the time. So the referee must check out, inform before, hey, you have 7 players in the water. Okay, thank you. Okay, go. Pam, 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 pam. Now you continue up. Free throws. So this is this is new thing. The defensive player should move away from the attacker. Important thing. We had some problems in Europe applying this rule. So at the beginning, all players were excluded. We had 45 exclusions. At the end, nobody was excluded anymore. So now we go back and we find some limit, some middle thing. I think you use it here. I saw on every game you are using in good manner. Important is, Liz, here I have more. But they are good. So, important is to see intention of player. That's the most important thing. Like later we will speak about center forward. So, I have a foul. We have defender. If I go to pass the ball, left, right, this defender didn't move, but he didn't interfere. He showed no intention to interfere with the pass, etc. So we follow the flow of the game. The spirit of the game is not exclusion of this player. On the other hand, we have the attacking player who wants to shoot. So for him, it must be one movement. He cannot move forward. Many times you have movement forward. The movement can be only by legs, so by the strongness of the player, not intentionally go forward. In this case, the defender must be away. So with the shot, everything is okay, and if the defender will not move away, he will be excluded. What we need to be very careful is have a player you want to start to shoot, the defender is here, defender don't move. Now, very important situation. Doesn't matter if your hand is up or down. If you are here with your body, you are blocking the free movement of shot. The coaches will explain this better. That's why I said the referee should be a little bit coach. So when you shoot, even if the child, when you throw the stone, your body must move a little bit. You cannot shoot like this. So if the defender is here, he cannot do it properly, and we must exclude this player. We must. Now, we have a problem. If we are not too fast, which usually we are not, shoot goes, a referee starts to whistle exclusion, goal. We had a lot of games and a lot of goals in Europe cancelled with this kind of whistling. So we have two possibilities. We try some of it, and first one, whistle immediately exclusion. Exclusion should be fast. You have different kind of shooters. One are very explosive, the other go nice to take a shot. So one is immediately exclusion before the ball leaves the hand. The other is nothing wrong, but it's not a comment which we are using often. Here and then, I try 2-3 times. So it was shoot on the goal, the defender was here, blocking the shoot. I wait to see the ball. If there was a goal, was a goal. If there was not a goal, I stop the game immediately, exclude the player, showing the distance. No coach, nobody protest. It was even better. So it's nothing wrong if we wait till the end of shoot. Nothing wrong. It's not the nicest thing to do, but this kind of advantage used in every other team sports. I don't know in rugby, but in soccer, in handball, when referee, or in ice hockey, referee raise up the hand, they continue with the action. Okay, now you are out. So we can use this system. Intention. So intention is important. Intention of defender. Defender must show intention to move back. Don't ask. It's stupid questions are always. Is it 1 meter? Is it 90 centimeters? Is it 50 centimeters? It doesn't matter. He must move back. We all know what means move back. I'm here, I move back. I raise my hand. This is it. Awarding ordinary fouls. By the latest instructions after a women Final Four, this is 3 weeks ago. So shortly, by statistic in Cancun, 167 whistles approximately is made by game. From everything, from start, from players to move up, down, decisions, and set. So 167 times both referees whistled during the game. The main problem are ordinary fouls. Also here we can see. The player cannot be awarded by ordinary foul with the movement into the defender. It's not a foul. Head under the water is not a foul. Is not, with nowhere it's written that head under the water is a foul. And here we are losing the game, not with penalties. Penalty situations are 2-3 times per game, or 5. Ordinary fouls are 20 times per attack. So with the bad usage of awarding ordinary fouls, we are cutting the game all the time. The game cannot go in the progress. Speaking we, including me, including all world. So the latest instructions is to reduce, again, there's no change of the rule, but apply the rule. Use the system which is in the rule. Ordinary foul is when the player cannot continue with the action or lose possession of the ball because of the foul, not because of passive play of himself. Another thing, one of the most beautiful goals are when defender take the ball, swim in counter-attack, and score a goal. This is for everybody feels good. Now my hair goes. Really, it's fantastic. This is beauty of this sport. With all the fouls, we stop this possibility. So in combination with the new rule, which protects and punish immediately all impeding in defensive half on the transmission time, together with this rule, I believe our game can be faster and more attractive for first step. This is the first step. So in all big competitions, now we done it already on Women Final Four in Sabadell. It's in internet, you can check it. Some games, you will see that we reduce ordinary fouls a lot. What is the best is that players accept it. Good player, and of course good coach. So good player with tap, and he see you will not give him a foul. He do one stroke back, and pass the ball, and drive in. This is what we want. So movement without stoppage of the game. So the player adapt very quickly, but we must be consistent. The first rule, when you see head in, it can be only contra foul, cannot never be a foul. The same system we use in the center forward. This is very important. Please avoid automatically awarding exclusions. We have also good defenders, not just good center forwards. So not every ball on the center is exclusion. Far away. Spectators and coaches are demanding. They're passing the ball in the center. Whoa! Even before the ball fall down. Whoa! Look the chin, the face of the attacker. When I want to reach the ball, my chin is down. So this is the movement. And this is when this is advice, it's not teaching. We are speaking, advice. Also from Danny, from us. Referees, all the referees, not by heart, but by career. If I see from the center forward movement on the ball, wish for the ball, he can be awarded. If I don't see this, if the movement is back, even if defender is on him, if defender is on him and he wants to reach the ball, he will get exclusion immediately. If he moves back to show me, look how I am pulled, this can be only contra foul. And at that moment, the chin is up. So this is the criterion when I decide, or we decide, is it exclusion foul or is it contra foul? Next thing, the center reach the ball. And then is this. I'm pulled. It looks funny sometimes. It really looks funny. That some of them, speaking generally, not here in this tournament, generally, some are really good actors. So with reducing 30 or 40% of ordinary fouls and whistling really only the exclusions which exist, so respect also the defense, I think our game will be more frequent, more... Yeah. No, just one sentence to finish the center forward and defender, because it's very important position in the water polo. So from the center forward, we want clear, shown intention. He want to reach the ball. He want to go to the action. He want to see where is the ball. We cannot award the center forward who comes on 3-4 meters, grab the defender. For 10 seconds, he don't know where is the ball, then turns, and now you are out. So we must see the intention of center forwards. He cannot make consistent fouls, which means we allowed centers jostle for position. Jostle for position means this, a little this, all this we can allow. But the best centers is always using also the hands. He's showing. He's not doing persistent foul. So it's all part of jostle for position. What we don't allow is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is influencing the game. Doesn't matter if the ball is on 6 meters. So this is consistent foul. He cannot do this. We whistled 1, twice, 3 times, then he will stop. If he not, we continue with whistling. Elbows must be whistled also, because it's dangerous. And next thing, for defender cannot jump over the head. Every jump over the head must be punished immediately. Otherwise, we will have brutal games with a lot of, if we miss the first jump, there will be a contra foul, jump again, contra foul, and the game on the center forward must be clean. I believe that in last 2 years, we already cleaned up a lot the center play. But now we must not lose it. We must remain with this whistling in the center forward and defender position. So we must reward good movement. And please, when the center turns facing the goal, is no more exclusion, only penalty. Award good movement. He deserves it. Cannot be exclusion instead of penalty. For defender, do not punish defender who goes on the ball. Again, see clear intention of defender. How we prepare ourselves even before whistling. Again, coaching stuff. I was coached 12, 13 years also, and they teach me. If defender is lying on the water, this is what? Horizontal or vertical? What is this position? Horizontal. So we have the center forward and defender. This defender can easily move, jump, so even before I know, I will have to wait for exclusion to see clearly what will happen. Because in this position, with strong legs, you can jump on the ball, jump on the side, even if it's a little bit on the shoulder. If the movement is very nice, very clean, we leave it. We leave it. It's not a ballet, it's water polo. Or we decide for ordinary foul. We can use ordinary foul on the center forward. Not automatically exclusion. If the defender is in this position, it's finished. The only thing he can do is pull back. He cannot move, he cannot jump, he cannot swim, he cannot do nothing. That's why the coaches are all, I hope still, teaching the defenders to lie, to move around. In the past we had, or in Europe still we have the defenders with 140 kilos, and they are used like in army, the first row. You know, Australians go in front. It was on seconds. Yeah, no, it's not my opinion. It was part of the story. So in this position, even before something will happen, I am prepared that he will be out. Of course, if exclusion will happen. So, especially with two centers and a lot of movement, prepare yourself before. This is important. So, you check the game, nothing is happening, attack is just starting, but already I prepare myself to see the position of the defender, to see the position of the center forward, how they play, so my reaction will be much better when something will really happen. Break.
Is there a booklet or a paper that gives consistent signals that the referee should be giving to the coaches and the players of exclusions? You know, because
yes, we have in FINA book.
I don't think the referees do that regularly. I think everyone has their own little different interpretations, and I think that should be stressed more. I think if it's a hold, this is the signal I'm going, everyone's got to give. Yeah.
I think that's a very good point. In Lynn at the school, which is a tournament, actually make them stand in front of mirrors and they check how they do it and they whistle on that. We don't do that. We don't do that.
No, he's talking about the description of the foul.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, at the Lynn school, they show them the FINA book. This is what you have to do. Because it is there. There's pictures of what you're supposed to do. And they practice it. We see it, we don't read it, we don't practice it, we don't do it. We make our own signals up.
Yeah.
Like you always did.
Official instruction is, so we have for every foul is a picture how to show it. We cannot show it every foul because the game is too fast.
Yeah.
But important is that we show it when it's not so clear, when the ball is not in the air, when something strong, some strong decision is made. For penalty, we have enough time to show this, or jump, or push, or whatever, but all these pictures are in the book. When we make the school, we use these signals. I agree, everybody find then his own interpretation, because some signals are stupid. I mean, it's like this 3 times. Jump, I cannot do this in the book. But important is that we are united in the signalization as much as possible. This is for sure. We have the book, like Michael said, we have the pictures, so we must use it.
I think we should bring it into the National League.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone, the referee should learn it, and we should have the correct signalling for every exclusion.
Yeah.
So I think what's important is we actually, when we evaluate, we tell them why aren't the signals that way as well. And also when we have junior tournaments, the start of tournaments, and referees lectures throughout the country, we don't spend any time on signalisation. We should. I think it's an important thing. If Len can do this, we should be doing it. Yeah, why not?
Just on those previous ones, it's important from this side that you're teaching us players or coaches as well that sometimes the body language of the referees are not clear and not, like get up, and that's signalization. I feel that when I was growing up and learned, it was pretty clear, and I know that I was kicked out or it was fair, but sometimes I feel that just walking around, the referees, and not just National League, even Premier League or any kind of level of game, how you hold yourself on the pool side or how you signal this kind of thing, it should be like...
Well, the referee should show respect to the players.
Exactly.
It must be.
Just one thing I would like to tell you. These 2 days, which I will keep in the school, these guys are here from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the evening. I will tell you myself, the last game which I whistled, I didn't show nothing because I was so tired, and is a little bit different when a referee comes, like in our countries, 1 day before the game, because there's a reason for that. You cannot travel from the airport directly to the pool and be concentrated on the game. This is the first thing. Second day, we have a meeting, referees, coaches, this is the system, this, thank you very much, blah, 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 no, and then we referee the game and we go for a beer, we get drunk. In this hour and a half, we can use everything what we spoke about. If this guy, I respect them highly, really. I don't agree with that reference. This is the first. I don't agree. I agree that signalization movement are the teams which they should work a lot, and the benefit of their performance will be very helpful and better with this stuff which we spoke about. But we must show them more. We must understand that 12 hours on the pool is difficult. Is difficult. Okay?
Can I just ask a question? I mean, it's not a question, it's more like a statement to me. What I've noticed in Australia that the referees, or different referees, kind of referees, they kind of, the way they are blowing the whistle during the game is varies, and it's different. To me, almost by the sound of the whistle, how many times you blow the whistle, the player and the coach should know what's about to happen, whether it's just a minor foul, whether it's an offensive foul, whether it's exclusion.
But we said this.
Okay.
We spoke this 5 times.
Sorry, I missed
different whistles. The players don't have to look to the referee, but by sound of the whistle, he knows what was
happening.
We said. Yeah.
Thank you.
But something else? Then I would just like to point out one situation happened really very often. I agree with my colleague. It's similar situation which I told you before. So there's a foul in the wing, in the corner of the field. We have center forward, we have defender. It can be great, a good advantage, a good pass for the center forward. What happens many times, the defender jumps over the center forward, shoulder hands, all advantage and importance of this situation is lost. So this should be penalized with exclusion. Because the center forward in a good position is turned to the player over there. It's near the goal, it's important situation. So So that's why, like I said before, always when we whistle foul here, we must see what is going on, because this thing is influencing on, it's not just a foul. Everything must be wide spectrum of our decisions. Is exclusion, foul. Okay, one short video. Just when we spoke with the ordinary foul, we didn't speak about pressing yet. So I will be very short because we have a few things more to see. Pressing is allowed tactic for controlling the player, touching the player, controlling the movement. Pressing is not holding the player, stopping the movement, impeding of driving in. These are exclusion fouls and should be whistled. We don't do it enough. When pressing becomes this, pressing is first step that the game becomes physical. It's pressing, not the center of the ball. So when the teams go to press, we must be very careful. Foul is this. Foul is not this. Foul is not this. Foul is not on the face. Foul is not jumping over the player, pushing the ball further. All these situations we need to do it much better. Don't be afraid of too many exclusions. Players and coaches will adapt it and will respect it. Believe me, every attacking coach will respect protecting the movement of his players, and he will understand this when he is in defense, because he demands the same when he is in attack. So in this video we have few times. Oops, sorry, this I never know how to run it. How to stop the pressing which is too strong. This one, yeah. Oh, no, it's too small. No.
That's okay.
The player with ball must move, must swim. Then we cannot avoid wasting time. The questions: can the player from timeout pass the ball to the goalkeeper? Yes. Can the player, I don't know, from 15 meters not crossing, no, 10 meters not crossing the half of the field, pass the ball to the goalkeeper? Yes. But goalkeeper cannot remain with the ball on the same position for seconds and seconds and seconds and seconds. He must move. Next thing, the player, the attacking player, who have a ball and go back to his own goal, clearly go back, is wasting time, even if he moves. He can move like on this line or forward, and so with these problems we will have probably. So for coaches, it's important to know exactly what is wasting time. Player with the ball must move, and he cannot swim back to his own goal. Simulation. Very shortly, okay, in FINA we always discuss about simulation a lot. Simulation is part of every sport, our sport, other sport. We have rules for simulation, but for me, advice from experience, best way to avoid simulation is don't award it, what the player is simulating. If the player is simulating a foul, if you will not award the foul, he will lose the ball, second time he will not. He's clever. The same on the center forward. If you do a kick out, he succeeds. If you don't do it, he will lose the ball and the game will continue. If we have team, because I cannot say I don't like this rule or don't use this rule.
But you don't like it.
This cut it, this pitch. Yeah, I don't like it. It's yellow card for team. We know the rules. So if it's like simulation style of play, if one player is doing permanently all the time, then okay, we show yellow card for the team. It means for the team, for all team, which means that next player which will simulate will receive a red card. It never happened, but it's the rule. But to avoid this, to use this rule, we don't award what the player wants, we award what really happens in the water. So if you will avoid these falling on simulations, we will not have this problem.
Boris, just one point.
Yeah.
What did I say? Blunt. Don't turn up to the pool today and start doing this. We haven't done it all season, okay? It's important. I think it's important. All year we have not done this. This is an important rule. I agree. But this is finals. I don't want somebody to turn up today on the second foul, yellow card, third foul, red card, okay? I think that's the way.
Yeah, but I think Boris is getting at the point is you don't reward the simulation at the start.
This is correct. I'm just clarifying this.
I mean, we want the referees to do that.
Card. We do.
Yeah.
We do. We
With
want
the
that.
card part, yeah.
The
we
card
don't.
part,
Yeah.
leave out. Everything else, yes. Until next week. Then the card. Because we didn't do this.
No, we don't want the cards.
You don't need the card.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
If
You
you don't
don't
reward
need the
it,
cards.
then you never use the card.
Yeah.
Okay, exclusion foul. Here is something important which we use in Europe. So in next slide, there's the famous rule. Every foul in defensive half is exclusion foul. So to clarify, this rule, first to understand why is this rule in the book. Because we want to short the time, to make shorter time of transition to attack. We want to protect movement, swimming, and we want to punish any impeding happening to reduce the power or speed of the player on transmission time. So when the team loses the ball, half of the field, ball is gone, so the players at this moment are no longer defender but attacker. So in this area, any impeding which reduce the swimming, the power of swimming, the speed of the player is exclusion foul. We use it in Europe, and I think this rule was the most well performed in the water. We have faster swimming, more clear. We don't have centers, defenders for 10 seconds as before, when we stay, watch, waiting, praying to God nothing will happen, and continue with the game. Why is this important? Because generally it's like on the center forward. Our referees who don't practice, who don't training, we have many situations on center forward with this. I am defender. Can I use you for a second?
Yes, certainly, mate.
He is center forward. The clever defenders, when the ball is approaching to the center forward, is this. When the ball falls, already 2 seconds I am in the air. I take the ball and everything is okay. With this movement, I kill the center. He cannot do nothing, because when he wants to go and you do just a little bit, puff, it's finished. The leg goes and thank you, and the center loses the ball. This is very important, because one small movement like this is killing all the movement, all the power of 120 kilos to reach the ball. And then we see this, and the referee is showing this. But everybody saw, it's really important to feel that second, that half of the second. So even if the player, his hands is up and this foul was committed, is exclusion, we show push, hands up, number 5, out. The same thing happens in the counter-attack or attack starts. And I think it's good rule from FINA. The transmission time is too long, is one point. It's not interesting. We want more time the players spent in attack to be progressive, to score goals, etc. So, here, the first catch and then continue swimming is killing the speed of the player. It must be exclusion. We whistled a lot of this and the things already clear up. We have now many centers, many center forwards in Europe, the big ones, when immediately when they lose the ball, already they raise their hands and continue with the swing. So we don't have this catch anymore. We use it here in these 2 days few times. You should do it more often, the referees. So many times what is going on here in this almost every game, they lose the ball, defender goes, defender jump on the attacker, put hands up, reduce his speed a lot, and then he continue to swing. This is exclusion foul. Doesn't matter if the hands are up. With the body, he impede a lot the attacking player. So this is the rule which we use to avoid all these situations, to protect the movement. This rule is not, usually the questions are, what it means it is counter-attack, what means is advantage in front. If the player goes on the goalkeeper, is this exclusion fouls? Player can go on the goalkeeper, so when they lose attack, player go on the goalkeeper, make an ordinary foul. It's not exclusion foul, it's ordinary foul. Because in this second, there's no counter-attack. Counter-attack is in attacking half. So we use this rule for exclusion when we have clear advantage. Please don't ask me what is clear advantage. Clear advantage is clear advantage. Counter-attack is not for the coach who is in attack and his player have 10 centimeters advantage. This is not counter-attack. Counter-attack is not when the defensive player make a foul on the goalkeeper because all the players are still here on 4 or 5 meters. We use this rule, so exclusion foul is when you have 2-on-1, 3-on-2, one clear advantage, one attacking player remaining in the attacking half, if he's alone, and then we cannot make a foul in defensive half. So we will see when it's used and when it's not used, but the biggest importance of this rule is this moment of transition when we use it, exclusions for all impeding matters. Of course, attacking players must be active, must swim. If they don't swim, this is not exclusion foul. So they must show the progress to attack. Generally, this rule is used for this kind of things. So you make a foul, the team is in transmission, you put 2 hands up, like I'm not holding, 2 hands up are exclusion. Interfere with the free throw, like I said, always referees, when you award a free throw, remain with the concentration on free throw. It must be finished, then my eyes goes to the center. Even if I watch the player who is taking a foul, I can see what is going on there, I can see what is going on behind. When I award foul, it's not finished the action. I must check it, the putting the ball back in the game. Pushing the ball after free throw, again, we didn't whistle this a lot. I'm not speaking about attack. All this I'm speaking about defensive half, to use this rule. So you will understand it's not such a big question, what is for you counter-attack? These are important things to use this rule, that every foul in the defensive half is exclusion foul. For this, so in the foul is this. Any intention to delay taking this foul to the game, to proceed the game, is exclusion foul. When they are in attack and everybody is playing passive, so nothing is going on. You have zone, players are dropping the ball left and right and left and right. Player make a foul, in the whistle, he touched the ball a little bit. It's not immediately out because have no intention to interfere, to stop something, nothing important is going on. But on defensive half, there is a clear intention to prevent the pass in attacking half. So any foul, any touch, any jumping over the head, to be stronger foul, we call it tactical foul, and must be punished with exclusion. With pressing, we spoke before. So pressing, we said what is allowed and what is not allowed. I think it's clear. So try to feel the moment when game start to be too heavy. It's difficult to punish the first one. It's not difficult if we started from the beginning. That's important. So when we delay for one period, then it's difficult to change the criterion of the style of our refereeing. So we must go with the game, with our whistle. Always protect the movement. This is important.
Boris,
Yes.
I'm sorry to be difficult. I'm sorry if I missed something.
You're not difficult.
It can't be helpful to all of us if we have that as a clear rule, moving and, you know, we do want to move the player. But by definition, if you're driving, you don't have the ball. And, you know, last week we got some instructions from the World Water Polo Association, Referees Association, which were essentially from FINA saying it's not helpful to whistle away from the ball.
It's not helpful?
It's not. Don't whistle the foul when there is no ball in the.
This is not true. You did not receive that kind of instruction from my association, not from FINA. Not from VBR, not from show, you can show me. Yeah. No, it's not true.
I have a feeling that the words might have meant the intention was something else, but that's what it said. So it can be confusing if it's not expressed properly. That's all. And I know that's silly, but anyway, that's what it said.
All important things should be whistled. We spoke now 1 hour and a half about ordinary fouls, when to whistle, when to not, what to whistle with ball, what to whistle without ball. I think we explained it very well. But nowhere is written, don't whistle without ball. It's written that the referee should see all the fouls, but whistle, award the important one for the game. This is the meaning, to reduce unnecessary fouls, which nobody knows what happened. So don't whistle without the ball. I will show you what is don't whistle without the ball. We had the situation 3 weeks ago in Final Four, women game, excellent game. This was the counter-attack. And this is the ball, and the referee decides here not for exclusion, for contra-foul. Don't whistle without the ball, because it's not important. It's very big advantage in front, and this situation is not influencing on the game. When contra-foul is whistled, sometimes you have the center forward and defender, so he didn't go back to help his team, he remained there. And the attacking player returned, so he is there. All the team is approaching. And the referee whistled to him contra foul. No ball, nothing. Nobody in the public, nobody understand what. They didn't even arrive yet. In this occasion is no ball, no foul. Otherwise, these instructions was never written. No. We had this system in Europe 10 years ago. We almost killed each other.
It actually says it's not no ball, it says no ball, the ball's not in the area.
Yes.
Yeah, so the ball has to be in the area.
Yeah, but this is different.
Yeah.
That's what we spoke.
Yeah.
So all our decisions are where the action is. The referees must be close to the action. The ball must be in the area. Of course.
That's why I raise it, just to make it clear.
Yes, no problem. No, I'm enjoying conversation. Don't feel bad, just shoot, no problem. The ball must be in the area. So when the contra foul is decided, The ball must be in the area. It cannot be 15 meters away. In the area means that it's visibly here somewhere. There is some chance, there is some influence on the game. The same with the exclusions. The ball must be there somewhere.
Yeah.
The attack must be in progress. The movement must be there. So this is the meaning of the speech that we.
Because in our way we use English in Australia, often in the area means a much smaller area than
Means the person has
in
the
the
ball.
general area.
No.
Yeah,
when
no, that's what
when the
Don's
person has
saying.
the ball, this is, we say it's possession of the ball, but
Yeah.
in the area, I mean, but this is your job to translate in other English. I don't know. This is the problem. No, in the area means between you and me. What's his name? Don. In the area mean is somewhere between you and me.
Because already I had people asking, so for example, you're a very good example about the centre back fouling to defeat the position of the centre forward, creating an exclusion foul to defeat the position to get the ball in is an excellent thing, and that should happen more and more and more. But I had many people saying to me, but it says that the ball should be in the area, and so the ball is not near the centre forward. So it's important for us to clarify with some of the people who read this that it means in the general area, not in the immediate area.
I think it's important whenever we write instructions like this, we send it to our members, and every continent have a member in the board. Almost every country have some subcommittee member, and their job is to translate it to your understandable language. So Chinese in Chinese, because I agree that some English words is maybe in London different interpreted like in Sydney or Brisbane. So I believe you guys can explain this or write it down like so your people will understand what it means that the ball is in the area.
I agree. But I think what Danny just said is really important. Too often we read something and say, well, that's literally what it means. And that is not what it means. You've got to consider it in the spirit of the game and what's happening. And this is not a game played by people who speak English. It's a game played by people who speak many languages. And it's designed by many people. So you have to understand what's the spirit, not what exactly is written there. Because we've all seen it. It doesn't, what they write is not exactly what they mean. Okay. So Daniel, your questions.
So I was just saying that, we forward the communications on that currently come through without any level of commentary from, the senior referees, from yourself, from Michael, etc. And I think what's happening regularly is that we're making the assumption that everybody else that will read these, even though Don has been around for a long time, are connected enough to what is happening at a European level to be able to interpret that. And they can't. They're reading what they see in front of them, which is English that they receive, with no level of clarification.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. When those new rules came out, these ones, we spent a lot of time, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we're getting better at doing it. I sort of agree that in the past we haven't done it enough, and now we're getting better at communicating.
Yeah, I think that one that snuck out
all
the
the
other
same. Yeah.
The trouble with that one that snuck out, it went to over 400 people.
Yeah.
It was out there before we even really...
No,
and we're going to talk about how we do that.
Then we put a comment out, don't read the spots off it, because...
That's right, we did,
So, if they get out like that, obviously it's difficult.
So you've got to balance here. One of the things WWR does very well compared to IR is they tell people what's going on.
Yeah.
And we want that. But at the same time, when those things come out, we need to quickly talk about it, because it's a balance between transparency and communication and different languages. I understand that. So we've got to get on a bit quicker, that's all.
Yeah, I understand.
But we don't want to be holding back. We want people to see what's going on. This is a world game. So,
I agree.
Okay. So this is basically the rule which we spoke about. We clarified over there. So important thing is in transmission, protect the movement. React immediately on all fouls. Movement, stoppage of the movement should be punished with the exclusion foul. Don't tolerate any catching, grabbing immediately the first seconds when the team from defensive come to attacking. explanations when we don't use this rule, because many questions come also over emails. So we cannot use the rule to exclude the players in defensive half when all those things are not clear. So if the two players are struggling for ball, so the ball is not in possession yet, any foul at that time don't mean the stoppage of progression of attack. So possession of the ball must be clear. We don't use this rule also after timeouts, after goals, because of course at that point there are no progression, no counter-attack, no possibility to score a goal. So this rule is used only to protect attack, swimming to counter-attack, movement of attacking players, and for this reason only. And as you could see in the last 2-3 days in the games, it is powerful rule. Maybe it looks like that some of exclusions are easy, but when players and coaches will adapt this, they will have a benefit if they will have a good swimmers, fast swimmers, which will be allowed to produce the counter-attack or to get in the attack much faster than now. So any kind of impeding should be punished. The technical stuff, I hope you know this rule. So before we had double exclusion and new attack, now with double exclusion, the reset of the clock is not, but the time goes from the moment when double exclusion was made. Only if we don't know who had possession before the double exclusion, then we reset the clock, which is normal. Penalty fouls. There's nothing much new here except the instructions which we already spoke about. So the general opinion of FINA and not just, look, when we speak about FINA, FINA are we. FINA is not just Marculescu, by decisions he is, but coaches, players, referees, we are all part of this family. So everybody of us must contribute with success of game rules by his own power, of course. But if everybody is quiet, then we'll never change nothing. And that's what Daniel want to set. Before VVR, so before us was AYA. 25 years, they didn't write one letter. One instruction, nothing. Now the good referees, 20 of us, we made this association, not for us, because generally we were all the time in the contact of this with the people who decide about our sport. Unfortunately, these 2 or 3. Hopefully, next time will be much more number of them. And we like to put this on paper to clarify things, to answer the questions which are not clear. So if you are interested even more, become a member. You have forum over there. You can write emails. You can write questions. You receive answers, etc., etc., etc. Yeah? And this association is not referees association because we have members. We have many coaches. We have TWPC members. We have Haluk Toigarli, Dimitri, Delegates, Perisic, Racine. You met them in Europe. They are all our members because they find these things, these instructions helpful. Because all the time we are the first who publish what will happen tomorrow.
This is extremely important. One of the things here about joining that, as you know, before we had AYA was a elite little group. It did nothing. We, as referees at the time, we decided no, we wanted to make it transparent. Correct, Boris?
Yep.
And for everybody, not just the referees, for everybody. So I encourage you to join. Really, it's really important for the sport of water polo, and it's out there for everybody to see. And as Boris says, you can ask questions, you can get free things, but you can also send in a question and one of the top referees in the world will give you an answer. So it's really important, especially with the technology we have to be able to do this. As I said, it's a world game, it's important. So coaches join, why not?
One more instruction, this is not the rule, but instructions is the question which you asked at the beginning for slowing down the game. So, a lot of protests come from the coaches that we in the rules have in instructions that the penalty is the biggest advantage in the game. So the strongest decision. And this situation, so when the ball is in the perimeter, I am center forward, defender is excluded without the ball. The ball arrives immediately, sometimes even before a referee shows the number. Of course, team and coach immediately ask for penalty, because it was like this. Penalty. This was the first problem which we had. The second problem, that this situation is bigger advantage than penalty. Much bigger. Because the player remain alone before all signalization, all normal movement, normal procedure of exclusion. That's why I want to answer this thing at the last, because first we debate about clear signalization. So for this example, this ball, because the players and the coaches are very smart, they adjust to situation immediately. So you saw millions of games, probably also in Australia, it doesn't matter. The ball was already running, goal, penalty, and we had the confusion. And of course also protest that this situation is unique and it cannot be leave it like this, because the advantage is much bigger than in penalty shot. That's why is the instruction, the signalization, showing the number, so everything must be done properly, and then a referee will allow with taking a foul. I can, as a coach, I always say it's good that it's like this, because they are stupid. Why they are jumping over the head when there's no need? It's good that it's big advantage. It's good that they score a goal. But on the other hand, when this happens in last minutes, these goals are very important and very easy. And it is dangerous and some players.
And the referees won't make decisions in the last minute, and they'll allow the defender to jump over the head, and you don't get the ball anyway. Yep. So
this is important.
It is good for the game.
Yeah. Now is more clear, and we had a lot of problems, especially in last minutes. Can you imagine 9-9 result, 30 seconds till the end of the game? The defender on the center forward, the referee start to exclude defender, the ball arrives immediately, defender have not 1 second to move away, everybody demands a penalty and whistle, and the referee gives a penalty, which decides the winner. It's a very dangerous situation. So that's why this rule this instruction was made of. We use this only in the situation when the ball comes too fast, when we didn't finish our signalization. So not always. Not every ball every exclusion without the ball is now stop. I show the number, then no. The game continues.
The players know now.
Yeah.
The players know.
Yeah. Also the players know. So is much less these fast balls in the center, like before. Before the tactical. Poof, it's already gone.
Can I also say that I don't know that's the intention of the rule, but it's also good for the promotion of the game. If you watch the basketball game, the football game, soccer football, it's foul, 16 replays, everybody knows. You watch the Olympic Games, there's a foul off the ball, there's a television shot of the defender going out, and there's a goal scored, you don't even see it. Because they're watching, especially in Olympic Games, World Championships, they're inexperienced as cameramen. It's actually better that the public sees what is happening rather than some quick. As a player, it's like playing rugby union. Rugby union's a terrific game to play and usually a shit game to watch. The players all love that rule, but it's not good. The marketers like this.
So Danny, you want to...
Yeah, I was just going to say, on that rule, it's only at the centre forward, centre back. So if someone's driving on the side and there's exclusion, that person can get the 1-2 and shoot straight away.
Yeah.
It's only at the centre forward where you've got to stop in that situation.
Boris, you know how you're saying that in Europe they're now playing two centre forwards a lot?
Yeah.
Does that rule apply when there's two centre forwards?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So when they're static, so if they're moving, it's play on.
Yep.
When they're static, you have to slow it down.
Yep.
Normally, when somebody is driving in
Yep.
and one player
It's
is
on the back.
excluded,
Yeah.
he will not receive ball immediately because he's swimming, he must stop, he must check for the ball. But in the center forward, he's facing
Yeah.
each other, and that's why this problem occurs.
In Australia and our National League, because we're always trying to save money, we sometimes have referees, we sometimes have a couple of the older people doing a delegate's job, and we have sort of a competitions committee, but we don't really have a proper technical water polo committee, and we don't have delegates in every game. So I want to ask Boris what he thinks of the lens system where they have this. If you can explain, delegates and referees and technical committee, and if it works. And
So generally, on every game there is a delegate. In difficult games, there are two: is a delegate and evaluator. Because in difficult game, for one person, it's very difficult to check the referees and the table and protocol. So personally, in our national leagues and also in Adriatic League, delegates must be on the game, also for education of the young referees. So we have delegates in 13, 15, 17, 19. On every game played is a delegate. Because if you want to have a proper school for referees, for delegates, for everything, for succeed, to be better, the delegate must be on the game. Also because of the coaches and teams, for appeals, for clarifying some situations which are happened in the game. So for us it's normal that the delegate is on the game. It must be. It's part of officials. It cannot be without delegate.
And the delegate doesn't have to be a referee, it can be a senior coach or somebody who understands what's happening.
Of course.
Yeah. And the reason,
ex-player.
Ex-player,
Sure.
Absolutely. And the reason I ask this is because in the National League next year and spreading down, we want to head so we have a delegate at every game and have referees. And it will cost a bit of money, but it means that it will be more consistent. And those delegates make up the technical committee, which run the competition, okay? The reason I wanted to tell you this is that's what the rest of the world does. We don't. It's not like our system's better or worse. The rest of the world does this because it works. Correct. So it's important. Okay. And so I would ask your support when we try to do this next year. We need that support of these sort of people here. So yeah. Any questions?
I have one. Sorry, the rule that talks about the playing of a free throw. It talks about throwing it so the players can see it, dropping it on the water, or swimming with it, or passing it. We now blow a free throw, and the player sits there and goes, and the people on the table are briefed to start it after 3 seconds or a reasonable time. The player hasn't released the ball. The referees do not turn it over.
So, agree? Yeah. We are a little bit flexible on this rule because it's not so important. It's difficult for jury table, and it's difficult for, even more important, for defending player because he don't know when to attack the attacker, and this is main problem. So generally, I agree with the rule. So this is, or dropping the ball. It is allowed. The best players usually they make like finta shoot, but they don't shoot. But now he must put the ball in the water. He must take off. If he don't, and the ball remain in the hand, is contra foul. When I whistled the first day, you know that everybody was surprised and doing, but I did like this. This is not taking the ball in the play, because we must differ also for defender. Defender must know when he can attack or not. So we are a little bit flexible, so it can be this, but if it's no shoot, the ball must be passed or in the water, otherwise it's contra foul. Even if it's no shoot, even if it's like, okay, then I play.
So this still comes into your 3 second rule?
No, it's not 3 seconds, it's half second.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like, no, 3 seconds.
But Boris, also what Michael we're sort of getting to as well, if the attacking player does the fake or moves back and looks like this, and the defender then comes to him because he thinks he has
Yes, that's why I said that we must be correct also to defender. And we must know when to attack. But I'm speaking about half movement. I'm not speaking about dancing. It's just thumb and pass or ball in the water.
So in this situation, it's my free throw. Boris, my free throw. I'm like this, he moves back, I go like this, and then I go like this.
And then I go to him.
Then, this is not taking the throw.
Yes.
This is not exclusion. This is not taking the throw. Because you're baiting that person, you're sucking him in to do it. It's different. Okay, but if I'm holding the ball, and then I go to throw and he comes forward, then it's exclusion. But this person doesn't have the right. This person's supposed to take the throw quickly, but they're flexible, always, because it's not so important.
Yes.
But in this situation, it's important.
Of course.
So that's when you have to make sure. And if you look at some of the European games this year, they are calling this.
Yeah.
Yes, they're calling this. So. Any other questions?
Brad, did you want?
You mentioned before that the transition and the turnovers and impeding the play, they wanted the game to be faster. I'm wondering if that's the case, why do men play it over 30 metres? Why is it played over 25? If they want more time in attack, why is the men 30 instead of 25?
Yeah.
What are they actually talking about?
We don't have an hour. because this is a really
You asked
important
for a question.
No, this is, I don't mean to be rude, because it's a very good question, and the world is now talking about 25, 30 metres. It's a very big question, it's discussed everywhere.
Yeah,
so
but
I
the
think
rules
it's
are clear at the moment.
Yeah.
But this has nothing with this.
No.
So, what? Yeah, go on, Tom.
I'd just like to say something about yesterday's games. Boris refereed the UWA Freo game in the men, and in the very first quarter, the bench was yelling, as Freo do, and the coach was yelling. He went up and spoke to the coach and the bench and told them, shut up, and the word wasn't said for the rest of the game. Now, I don't think you as referees do that very well at all. You allow the benches to go off all the time and the coaches to go off all the time. He controlled it, and that game, you got Cover who goes off and Timmy who goes off. They hardly said a word for the rest of the game because the standard was set right at the start. And that's what he was getting at. And that's what everyone's got to realise. You let it go, and then it just keeps going and turns to shit. And the game turns to shit. And you've got control, and you set the message very early, as Boris has said all the time, and the games will be good. Because the players aren't dumb, the coaches aren't dumb, and as soon as you tell someone, this is what I expect from you, if they play up well, they get smashed, and they lose the game. So I think there's too often where you're too afraid to probably talk to the coaches and the players. That's where you've got to use your influence as the referee. You're in control of the game. You've got to make it a spectacle for the crowd. You've got to make it enjoyable for the coaches and the players to play. All right, not a shit fight, because no one wants to see a shit fight. And I think that was one of the best examples I've seen of a referee having an influence on a game.
And to support that from the tournament's point of view, leaving the national team aside, today and tomorrow are the most important marquee days this year for our competition domestically within Australia. Not when the national team plays, of course, is more important, but for us today and tomorrow are the biggest days of the year. And that's when the people come. There's live streaming tomorrow, the grand final, etc., etc. We want our game to be shown to be nice to the people and to the public. So it's important to take control. And he's right. If after they're warned, it's the coach's problem. In the end, the coach controls the player.